All righty. Thank you, Doug. So, welcome everybody. We're so glad you're here tonight. We know life is busy, but we truly hope by the end of the night you'll be glad that you came. And if you asked me a couple of years ago if I was healthy, I'd say, yeah, sure. And I thought I was proactive about my health, but looking back, I realized I wasn't truly as healthy as I thought. And it wasn't until I discovered what you're about to hear tonight that I really understood what it meant to be truly healthy. So some of you might be here tonight, and it's the first time you're hearing about the incredible power of whole foods. Many of you may not know how impactful they can be. But after tonight, we hope you'll be inspired to go home and start eating more whole foods. And we're glad you came here tonight to take the first step with us. So, if you want to drop an emoji in the chat that shows how you feel when you're thriving, like how you feel at your best. Because good nutrition with a healthy, balanced diet and lifestyle can support our body systems with the nutrients it needs. And we want to get our nutrients from food, not vitamins. And because food provides protein, healthy fats, antioxidants, and vitamins and minerals that are essential for a proper functioning of our body. And we don't often get that in our standard American diet or SAD, which is rich in fat and sugar. So let me introduce myself. My name is Melissa Hetrick. I am a board certified doctor of pharmacy. I'm a lifestyle medicine advocate. I'm a Juice Plus partner, a community builder, and an animal rescuer. And throughout my career as a pharmacist, I have been struck with the staggering statistics and the daily reality of patients suffering from debilitating diseases. So consider a couple of these numbers. More than 50% of Americans have at least one chronic disease. The sad part about that is most of us have more than one. 1 in 4 will die from heart disease. 1 in 2, and one in two women and 1 in 3 men will get cancer. 1 in 3 Americans will develop diabetes, and 1 in 5 of our children are obese. And while I found deep meaning in providing care, I worked 22 years in a hospital pharmacy. I've always felt there was more that I could do, something bigger that I was meant for. And I spent years helping patients manage their meds, navigate complex health conditions, but over time began to realize that true wellness isn't about prescriptions, just prescriptions. It's about prevention, lifestyle choices, and taking control of our overall health. So in conventional medicine, we focus on treating symptoms, but with food as medicine, the approach encourages us to look at the root cause of health issues. And by using nutrition, we can support the body's natural healing process, strengthen our defenses, and potentially prevent certain conditions in the first place. So, how did I shift careers like this? So, now that I'm a pharmacist who focuses on promoting disease prevention through whole food as medicine, I want to share how making practical lifestyle changes, replacing unhealthy habits with simple, sustainable routines, can boost your confidence and restore your balance. What are some common health struggles we face? Fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue, digestive issues, low energy, skin conditions, chronic illness, inflammation. We're here to help you become your best self. And this isn't about replacing traditional medicine, but more about an integrated approach to health. So we're going to explore focusing on a plant-rich diet, emphasizing what we often call superfoods, and why this can be a powerful strategy for supporting overall well-being, promoting preventative care, and optimizing our health. So what the heck is a superfood? Is it hype? Is it a sales pitch? Is it a real word? Well, it's a real word, and it's very popular in the health and wellness word. And while there's no official regulated scientific definition, it generally refers to foods that are exceptionally nutrient dense, so like nutritional powerhouses. So think things like berries, dark leafy greens, garlics, legumes, nuts, seeds. They have the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, phytonutrients, which are plant nutrients. And those really help us out. And one of the big things they have are antioxidants that help us fight all the junk that's in the world around us. So, Doug, if you want to pop up that first slide, we'll look at what does good health mean to you? So, the realization of how I was seeing my patients and my own health struggles led me to explore a more holistic approach to healing, something called lifestyle medicine. So in lifestyle medicine, we don't do diets. We do simple, sustainable changes. And a lifestyle approach is a little different from conventional medicine because it focuses on the whole person, considers their circumstances, and helps to create long-lasting changes. So things like hydration, exercise, a whole food diet, favorite topic, reducing risky substances, social connections, stress, and sleep. So tonight we're going to unpack a couple of these things, explain the science, and some practical tips of how you can incorporate them into your life. So on the next slide, we'll talk about why it's important to invest in a diet rich in fruits and veggies. We should be filling half of our plates with non-starchy vegetables. And a little bit of a newsflash, this even means at breakfast. It's tough. It can be done. We have some ways to help you. And in this community, we like to talk about something called one simple change. So while many of us strive to live a healthier lifestyle, finding the right place to start can be challenging. And a healthier lifestyle doesn't have to be a chore. Small, simple changes can lead to significant health benefits in the long run. And instead of tackling everything all at once, what if you started with smaller, manageable goals? So a whole food plant-based diet sounds crazy. We're not telling you to become a vegetarian or vegan, although there is research showing it can prevent some of those chronic diseases I talked about in the beginning. So it can help reduce the risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, stroke, obesity, and sometimes types of cancer. And while people may think a plant-based diet is extreme, we often don't think it's extreme to have a cardiac bypass, which means you take an artery from a vein from your leg and connect it to your heart. It sounds extreme. Researchers have recently found that diet is the leading risk factor for death around the world, with 11 million deaths annually linked to diet-related diseases like diabetes and heart disease. So on the next slide, why don't we get enough fruits and veggies? If we know all this, what's the deal? Why aren't we doing it? Why are we reaching for processed, high-calorie, non-nutritious foods, drive-ins? Well, it can be difficult. You have to prep it. Maybe you don't think it's tasty. It's not satisfying. It's expensive. Maybe it's not available to you. Food marketing moves us towards those things. And maybe you have childhood trauma. Like maybe you had to eat lima beans. Maybe you're like my sister who got yelled at because she shoved a bean up her nose. Like this, all these things can contribute to making us not want to reach for the fruits and veggies. So we're going to help you fix that. But let's have a little more fun and pop your favorite fruit or veggie emoji in the chat. So why do we want more plants? So plant-based diets are rich in a variety of fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. These diets are consistently linked to better health outcomes in numerous studies. It's not about being vegetarian. It's not about being vegan. It's about making plants the foundation of your diet. Because these plant fibers, which are essential for our digestion, gut health, immune health, brain health, regulating our blood sugar, these are what help our bodies feel satisfied and full and help us in weight management. They also have antioxidants, like we talked about before. So nature often can't be duplicated. Next slide, please. And there is something so simple about filling your body with food that nature created. And just as like a really cool fact, I think I heard that this is actually an X-ray of the inside of a beet. So they cut a beet. Like that's pretty cool. And I just love the bright color. So while many of us really do aim to eat a balanced diet full of whole, unprocessed foods, the reality is it's difficult to consistently get variety and a quality of plant-based nutrients that our body need. Again, modern life, busy schedules, travel, limited access to fresh, diverse produce, these things often stand in our way. So this is where products like superfood powder come in as a helpful, convenient tool. It's not meant to replace whole foods, but to bridge that nutritional gap by providing a concentrated, easily accessible source of diverse plant nutrients, sorry. We do get some proteins from plants. That's another topic. So we've discussed the science behind all this. And let me tell you, science, research, books, experts, they're not wrong, but it's a lot of information and people get confused. So what does it actually look like in someone's life? Well, to give you a better idea, we're going to show you a short video before I toss it over to Doug about young active individuals and how they incorporate this superfood into their busy routines to meet their nutritional goals. And my friends, before you watch this, this is the one manageable step that you can start with today. Roll the video.
life is a balancing act. Going after your career and taking care of yourself and taking care of the people you care about, yeah, it's difficult. People in our generation are more focused on health because we have social media, because we're seeing people taking care of themselves, and we say, oh, I want to be like that. How do I be like that? To me, holistic well-being is not just if you look fit, but how's your mental state? How's your body feeling? Do you wake up with energy? Do you have the stamina to make it through a workday? How often do you get sick? I work out regularly, and that's like my baseline kind of staying fit. It's part of the schedule, but if I've missed a gym day, it's because I was going out to do an activity that was equally beneficial and also help my mental state. So going for a hike, going paddle boarding, going ice skating, doing things that also just get my body moving and keep me strong in other ways. I feel like we often separate ourselves from nature in the craziness that life presents us with jobs and deadlines and things like that. Everything we do when it comes to nutrition, did we hit like that baseline foundation so that we have the freedom to live our lives still and enjoy ourselves and have little indulgences? It's just so many different messages that you're receiving all the time about what you should be taking and what's good for you. I love Juice Plus. I think everybody has their opinions about what you should do with your life, and I think there is something very simple and obvious about putting more fruits and vegetables into your life. And I feel a difference if I'm not taking my Juice Plus. Later in the day, you don't want caffeine and you want something fun to drink, and I feel like most people reach for a soda. But the superfood powder is give your body more nutrients to keep your system running. This world has us going and going and going at all times. And when one thing is out of balance, it throws everything out of balance.
All right, guys. Well, you guys seeing me okay on the screen right now?
Yeah,
Yes,
we got
good.
this.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. I think it's just so cool. I always get a kick out of her story, actually, because I mean, she's a pharmacist that, and it's just kind of interesting to me that, as a pharmacist, that's somebody who literally is dealing with pharmaceuticals nonstop. But Melissa has, had this realization in her life that she felt like, that's important. And, then there's certainly things that, I mean, thank God for some of the great pharmaceuticals and stuff that mankind has done to help, mankind. However, sometimes we forget about that natural step, and she's just emphasizes that. And so that one simple change she was alluding to, Juice Plus, that's our hack. That's the way we can bridge the gap between. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Doug Farrar, and I'm an educator, a businessman, a golfer, a dad, and I love Juice Plus, and I love sharing this with other people. Been doing it for 25 years, and I have no intention of stopping because it's an awesome product. And what you see on the screen before you is Juice Plus fruit, vegetable, berry blends, and our awesome omegas. They're all vegan, including the capsules. But I just wanted to keep this slide up before I ditch the slides. Whoa, and just show you what is actually in Juice Plus, the fruit, veggie, and berry blends. I mean, think about it. This is not something that replaces fruits and vegetables. I try to eat a ton of fruits and vegetables in my diet, but sometimes you don't hit that mark every day. In fact, almost every day I don't hit that mark, even as a vegetarian. But when I'm taking Juice Plus, there's 30 fruits and vegetables that I know I'm going to be getting into my diet. And that's pretty wild because there's things in there like elderberries and things like that. I mean, bilberries. I thought that was something out of Lord of the Rings or something when I first heard about it. But it's actually something that's really good for you. So, I mean, I think that's just awesome that we have this, and it's a way for us to have like a little hack to get more of this nutrition that we need into our bodies. So, The cool thing is what I showed you on the screen is Juice Plus, but we actually, this Zoom is called Superpower Superfood Superpower. That's because we actually have a new version of Juice Plus. After 25 years, we have a new way to take Juice Plus. Inside this box, it's the same stuff. It's fruit, vegetables, and berries, 30 of them. And I almost said in a capsule because that's the way it always was. But now it's just so convenient and popular to just have a powder. It's actually perforated. I didn't have to do that. I actually inhaled some just now, but now I can just put it into my water bottle and shake it up, and I'm actually going to be drinking 30 fruits and veggies. Okay. And I'll tell you what, this stuff tastes really, really good. It's got kind of like a fruity, refreshing flavor to it. And I just love it. I have it every single day. In fact, this is going to be my second one today. So I'm excited we're doing this Zoom and I get to have even more superfoods. Okay, so the thing about Juice Plus is that, you know, every product claims that their product works. But how do you know? Especially in the supplement industry. Okay, because do you know supplements aren't really regulated? Like there's no regulation. So what the Juice Plus company has done, there's a couple of things. First of all, we have a food label on Juice Plus. You know? And I mean, you're not going to find it's not a vitamin, it's not even a supplement label, even though it is a supplement. It's a food label because it's actually food. Okay, it's fruits, vegetables, and berries, and that's pretty amazing. And but how would we know it works? Well, the Juice Plus company um, has really invested a lot for over 25 years to invest in clinical research. Okay. And we have found, or they have found, we didn't find it, that those independent, double blind, placebo controlled crossover studies at places like Yale University, University of Florida, MD Anderson Cancer Center, Nemours Children's Hospital. I mean, places all around the world for like the last 25 years, 30 years. It improves immune function, gut health, body composition, athletic performance, cognitive function, skin health, cardiovascular health, lung function, dental health, antioxidant protection, inflammation, and even DNA integrity. Now, considering that according to the government, we're not allowed to make claims for a supplement, it would seem like, did I just violate the law? No, because these aren't claims. They're irrefutable. They were studied. And not only were they studied, but they were reviewed by a board of doctors to make sure that it's a good study and then published in journals that your doctor probably reads. Things like the Journal of American College of Cardiology and things like that. So it's pretty amazing that it's a standout product that's absolutely amazing. I do want to tell you, since we're talking about superfoods, I do want to share with you one more special superfood that we do have from our company. We're not really talking about this, but since there's a little special thing going on, I wanted to share. This is called Luminate, and this is super delicious. But you know how like a lot of people are into like energy drinks, and you see people with energy drinks and doing all that stuff. But in addition to that, people want to have good cognitive function and brain health and just be kind of with it. Well, there's things you can do besides drinking a Red Bull because that's really bad for you. This has things like Alpina Galanda, lion's mane, cordyceps, sage, ashwagandha, and rhodiola. It also has, it does have some caffeine in it. It's like a small cup of coffee. I think it's 80 milligrams or so. But they don't just use like the coffee part that you would get at Starbucks. They use actually the whole fruit. You know, the bean is just the inside of like a coffee fruit. And so we use the entire thing, and it has all these antioxidant effects, and it really targets the brain. And I'll tell you what, you feel it when you use it. And the cool thing is we have a special, which Leela, what is this, 20% off? I don't want to say it wrong. It's 20, right?
Yes, 20% off. It's Luminate's birthday.
It's Luminate's birthday, 1 year old. And let me just say this, whoever invited you onto this, you need to text them right now and say, send me a cart, send me a link. They'll know what you're talking about to buy it because that sale ends tonight at midnight Eastern or probably Central Time. All right, so make sure you get your order in. But let's get back to Juice Plus and our superfood powders. I want to close out by saying it's an amazing product. And the thing is, like, this is less than $3 a serving. That's less than a coffee, less than a smoothie bar visit, less than that random protein bar that you might get at a gas station or something. And unlike those quick fixes, this is real nutrition from whole food sources, not synthetic junk. By the way, it's only 25 calories. There's no added sugar, and it's just loaded with nutrients. So I really want to encourage you to look into getting this, get with that person that brought you on here tonight. But now I want to turn it over to Leala Dunn, who is just an amazing mom. She's an artist. She's a photographer. She's a single mom. Let me add to that because she is like a boss babe single mom that is absolutely amazing. And I respect her so much as a businesswoman. And I want to bring her in to talk about whatever she wants to talk about because she knows all about the stuff we just talked about, plus a lot more. So, Leala, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Doug. And I just love how easy you explain that. It's simple nutrition. And yeah, I'm a single mom. My daughter was 7 years old when I first learned about Juice Plus. She's 18 now. And I was struggling as a single mom. I was struggling with myself and my daughter's health. My daughter had eczema, which she was just scratching her skin in the night, and she was always having these breakouts in different areas of her body. And it was kind of embarrassing as a kid. And we would take her to the beach and people would say, "What's wrong with her?" And I just felt embarrassed and pretty helpless because I had tried everything, changing the diet, changing the laundry soap, everything short of steroid cream. And I just didn't want to put that on my daughter because she's only 7 years old and just seemed like it wasn't right. So when I first learned about Juice Plus, it was presented to me just like Doug did with bright, colorful posters. And I couldn't believe how they could fit all that produce in such a small package. And I come to learn how it was made. And once I learned the science behind it, I was like, I want to give that a try for my daughter. So we have this great program called Healthy Starts for Families where an adult can order Juice Plus and sponsor a child for free. And you can ask the person who invited you to this call to help a child in your life get started. It's free for ages 4 through 25. Yes, up to 25, they're still your child in Juice Plus world. So I loved that. And I said yes to Juice Plus for me, and my daughter got it for free. I didn't think I needed it. I thought I was super healthy, but sin doesn't always mean health. I was suffering with migraine headaches, and I would just be like kind of the afternoon nap mom. I wanted to take a nap every afternoon, and I wasn't really the fun mom that I wanted to be. But once I started eating Juice Plus, things started to change. So not only did I no longer need that afternoon nap, Superfood Blend will definitely power you through your day, but also my headaches and my migraines like faded out, and now they're a distant memory. My daughter's skin cleared up as well. And, in those teenage years, I wasn't very like adamant that you have to take it. So she knows her Juice Plus is the contributing factor, because if she forgets a few days in a row to eat her Juice Plus, her skin does start to break out again. So it's something that's working at cellular level over time, something that she will love to take for the rest of her life, and me as well. So of course I said, yes, I wanted to be a part of this wonderful opportunity that we have here of inspiring healthy living around the world, because once it helped her and it helped me, like I could not shut up about it. I wanted everybody to know about it. So a little flash to my past. I actually am very, very independent. So I wanted to live on my own, even though my parents would have loved to help me. I moved to some cheaper housing that was on the bad side of town. So fortunately, I used to tell people, or I used to tell my daughter at night that the sounds of gunshots were actually fireworks. That's what I'm talking about. It was a bad situation, but I found a way out of it through sharing more and more about this product with others. So I did my first 2 events, and very quickly I earned our second promotion in this business, and I became what we call a qualified business. So that looks like 12 to 24 people were ordering Juice Plus. And I thought that was great. And I love that. And I thought to myself, I just got to get out of this town. I want to move to the better side of town, closer to my grandmother. which is actually where I live now. And I was able to do that just by sharing more and inspiring more teens to join me on this mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. So it started with just me, and then it quickly expanded. And during the pandemic years, it actually exploded. So people are always looking for health and wellness and nutrition. And it was actually in spring of 2023 that I scaled to the top of this marketing plan where we have, wellness benefits, we have a full-time income, and the ability for me to be a full-time single stay-at-home mom. And that was just really a dream come true for me because I wanted nothing more than to be present for my daughter. Now, when Luminate came out a little while ago, I was pleasantly surprised because I was actually kind of looking for something that would have these types of ingredients in it. They're called adaptogens and nootropics. And I just wanted kind of like a pick me up and a lift, but I didn't want to have to buy something that didn't have clean ingredients. And if a pharmacist and a health educator like Melissa and Doug are standing behind this, that it was something really good. So I decided to give that a try, and I found it really does light up my day. I call it my get her done power food. Like if I drink Luminate, I'm going to get everything done that I procrastinating on. I get the laundry folded, the kitchen cleaned, and all my calls done. And it's like I just feel an extra powerhouse inside of me. I also tell people that Luminate really helps me be a good listener. So if you have trouble paying attention, your mind's always wandering in conversations, or maybe you're circling back wondering if this is recorded. Yes, it is. So you can listen to it again. Illuminate will help you just dial in and really focus. And I appreciate that. It also helps me be a better driver. So my sister lives 3 hours away from me, and sometimes I'll have to leave on a Sunday afternoon after a very busy weekend, and I'm pretty tired. Instead of grabbing caffeine and being awake half the night, I can have some Luminate, drive home, and still get a good night's rest. It doesn't keep me up all night. So those are some benefits that I really love about that. And for the superfoods, I absolutely adore this product because for me, it's just given me that easy button to get even more added nutrition into my life. And I used to say with Juice Plus, like, where's the juice? There's no juice. Well, I can't say that anymore because Juice Plus brought the juice, and it's really delicious. So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening tonight. And please share this with someone who invited you and get started on your own health journey today. Because if you're like me, you'll never know how far it can take you. It can truly change your life financially and your health picture as well.
Thank you so much, Leela. You're so inspiring and so, I don't know what the right word is. I just love listening to you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
too, a nicer story about my sister who is on here than the bean. Um, she has had Luminate now twice while she's driving, and not only made her a better driver, but just calm, and just felt great. So we appreciate everybody coming on here tonight, and we hope you've learned something, and maybe you thought about your mom, your sister, your neighbor, your coworker that really needs to hear this message and you want to share with them. So we just ask you to go back to the person that invited you, ask some questions, and maybe you want to get started today. Now you can not only eat your Juice Plus, you can drink your Juice Plus. And maybe you want to start up some superfood powers and get some energy. So we just appreciate you and thank everybody for joining here tonight. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming on.